people.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Odin started our Zoom session without even realizing he started our Zoom session. So, our apologies.
I'm glad I didn't say something silly.
Right, yeah. Okay. So, here we are again today. So, let's tag this. So, we started Zoom, and also, we want to be able to go. We also have a Facebook group that we're trying to share this to. Let's see if we can find it. We just changed it. It's called Final Step. Let's see. We might not be able to do this. This whole multitasking. You guys know us. We don't seem to get any better at all this social media stuff, but we do have great content. So you're going to have to forgive us if it's not one thing, it's another. So where is it, Emmers? Oh God, asking him. Hold on. There's a way we could find out. Well, in the meantime, let's tell you guys this. I'm working with one eye. I have an eye injury that we do not know how it happened, but it happened. So my right eye is a little off. I have some retina bleed, something. But no worries, because with a good eye, I'm making up for it. So anyways, guys, super excited. Thank you. This is our second, we're calling it our virtual office. And we want you guys to interact. Last week, we had a really good interaction. Everybody was very positive. Give us the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's what we're here for. We don't want all the, mushy, good stuff. So today, what we are doing is we're giving you tools and tips on how to be able to cope during the COVID time with relationships, family, and business. I'm going to give you all my NLP and hypnotherapy tips, and Mr. Odin is going to work on the needs-based method. Why do you have that look on your face? Oh, you know what it is? Oh, girls and boys, he's so excited that he has hair, facial hair. Tell him what product you're using.
VO5.
He's so excited. And we all know that VO5, oh wait, we have to record this. And we all know that VO5, wait, does it say record? Recording. So we all know that VO5 is so, how many years ago? Yeah, but the man's excited. So let's not take that away from him. Okay, I don't know. I can't find anything else. But okay, no worries. So we got it. So the man has hair. He's using VO5. He's excited. But that's not what we're talking about today. So today we're going to start with relationships. And the man says he's going to challenge me on it. And I'm good because I'm ready for him to go. So we found out, which he's shocked, that there's a lot of divorces going on during COVID. And because he's such a happy man, he thinks everybody is happy, to be at home with me. So what's happening is, and like I was mentioning to him, that because everybody, we're just people are coexisting. And so you're in a relationship, you go to work, you come home, you do it all over again the next day. But now people are 24/7. You have the kids, you have the spouse, you don't have an outlet, you don't have a chance to go golfing and hang out with with your friends or whatever. And so a lot of relationships are finding out what they're really all about. You're getting to get to know each other. So I guess they didn't realize that their significant other is their significant other. So what's your take on it, mister?
Well, let's see here. Usually you know more people, you spend more time with people at work than your significant other. Now you're spending more time with your significant other than people at work. So now you get to see you may experience, patterns communication styles, how people think and feel.
Or lack of communication styles.
And that you probably may not have seen or experienced before, and now it's showing up. And that thing they do may be getting on your nerves, and it's constant. Getting a break going to work is one thing, but seeing it constantly, or having someone in your space that may allow you to feel uncomfortable can draw some ire, I-R-E, and so the tension. So then, if you can't get away, what do? And who pays for it? So how are you related or communicating this issue with your significant other? What are you saying to improve the situation? Are you communicating in a way that allows you to create some space? Honey, I'm going outside for a walk. I'll see you in a half an hour. Something that allows you to breathe. But big thing is just to communicate about that. As you know, the domestic violence is up.
Right.
Man. And of course, there's alcohol sales are going through the roof. So why is that? And those are the things one needs to think about. So this really is a test to who you are spending your life with, who you're having your kids with, who you married, to see who they really are. It's really interesting, and I always thought that was fascinating because, wow, so you're having a hard time living with that person on a consistent basis. What were you thinking before you said I do?
Well, one of the reason, Karen, you didn't recognize Mr. Odin with all this, and
What?
for some reason he thinks he looks good. But anyways, let's not talk about that right now, Karen. So one of the reasons that it actually has helped us is because Michael doesn't reply to phone calls, text messages. I mean, I could send one of those pigeons with a message, he doesn't reply to that. So now having him at home, it doesn't matter. It's made it so much better for me because you could only see half of Mr. Odin. I don't know why. Oh, I see. Okay, I got it. Because we were not really going to do this on Facebook. I was just going to jump on Facebook and let you guys know that we are on Zoom, because we're trying to bring everybody into Zoom. So it was just going to be quickly, but obviously I forgot to turn off Facebook. But anyways, okay, so it has made it better for us. Well, actually it has made it better for me because nothing faces him. Because now I don't have to get angry at the fact that he doesn't text me, he doesn't call, he doesn't reply, emails, it doesn't matter. So, and this has been an ongoing issue for 11 years. So nothing has changed. So just in case you think you're going to change your significant other, it doesn't work. But anyway, so it has made it better for us because now I have him here and he can't help but to listen to me. So,
Wow.
yeah, I just had to say
Did
that.
that make it better for you?
It has made it much better for
Is
him.
there alcohol in there?
because now when he comes home from work, I'm like not. So now it's all day long. I'm like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So, yes, so he loves it. So, so this is why it was hard for him to believe that people are, having issues because he's happy. Look at that. Isn't that a happy face?
No, that's not. No, I think everybody has a certain disposition, and you have to learn how to catch the bullets or dodge the bullets, right? And a lot of people don't know how to do that. When people say things and they personalize it and they don't know how to de-escalate a conversation that may be hostile within the family. So there are a lot of things that people don't have the skill set to do. So what people usually do is they do this, have conflict. They will say things to try to bury the other partner, and then the other partner's hurt and left, wounded and walking away.
And that's where reframing comes in.
And that doesn't help. So you can talk about that now.
Yeah, so that's where reframing comes in as far as NLP, the neuro-linguistic programming, and we're both practitioners on that. And so what you do is you take a negative situation and you reframe it into something positive. So you don't want to attack each other because you're getting absolutely nowhere doing that. So what you do is you reframe a negative situation into a positive situation. So how do we do that? So let's say, oh, perfect example. It happened in our household. So when we had to start sharing an office, we only had one desk, which was my desk because I work from home. So then, we had to share an office. So originally, we were doing time of day. And then our business started really growing. So then we had like a little table and we put it in the living room, and it wasn't working because somebody was multitasking, watching TV and acting like he was doing something on the computer.
Get to the point, please.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to get to the point. So then that wasn't working. So it was a little frustrating to me. So then we started doing office hours and all this kind of stuff. So he left for 2.5 weeks. So what I did while he was gone is I got us 2 desks and I redid the office. So now we have 2 desks and we work side by side, which is absolutely fabulous. For both of us, we both love it. So I reframed a situation that was very frustrating to me, and I made it work out for the both of us.
How did you reframe it?
So I do a lot of hypnosis, guys, ladies. I hypnotize myself
Give her that.
all the time, because I cannot tie into madness, and that's what I say to him.
This is madness.
This is madness. So I do hypnotize myself a lot. So I reframe a situation that was frustrating to me, and I made it into something that'll work out for me. Because really at the end of the day, it has to work out for me. Because those of you that know Michael, you know that really he doesn't get upset. I mean, it takes a lot to make him upset. So that's reframing. So that's about relationship. Any questions?
Well, did you give me an example how to reframe?
I just reframe it.
But a verbal one, a verbal reframe?
Oh, okay, so a verbal reframe. So let's
help them.
Help them help me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a verbal reframe.
Somebody says something, and how do you reframe it?
So give us an example. Like you always use that Mr. Odin, your head is big. How do we reframe that?
I have a lot on my mind.
Perfect. Let's say,
duh.
Let's say your husband comes home and says,
The house is dirty. What, the kids are
yeah, the house is dirty. You could say, no, the house is just not clean.
The house is just not clean.
Another one, the kids are too loud. No, the kids are happy. Because the kids are loud because they're happy. If they were not happy, they wouldn't be loud. You see what I'm saying? So something like that.
Mm-hmm. Do a personal one with the what is it? The couple.
Okay, so
say something about the couple that could be a little
hurtful.
Diminishing, hurtful.
Like what? Give me an example.
It looks like you're gaining some weight.
Oh. Yes. COVID-19, this is COVID-19 happy. I do that all the time. I say that all the time. This is what COVID-19 happy looks like. I started writing a cookbook, and I was literally eating the cookbook.
Yeah, don't eat the work. Don't eat the paper.
Right. So I had to stop.
Going back. So here's one. Wow, honey, you look like you're gaining some weight. Right. There's a little dig there.
Right.
And you can reframe it by, yes, this COVID-19 has allowed me to put on some extra weight, and I'm grateful that we have food.
Right. See that? See that, ladies?
That's how that kind of works,
Yeah.
It's all in how it's reframed to not diminish any self-worth or diminish a situation.
Or it could go back. Like, let's say your significant other is gaining a gut. And so you're like, ooh, that's a good-looking belly. Oh, no, that's not. That's nice. So you know how women do it. Like, oh, you got a gut on you. And then he could say, you're doing really good in your cooking, or you cook good food. How do you say that? I mean, how would you say that? Like, oh, you got it good on you.
I'm enjoying your cooking,
See
and that's
that?
the price I pay.
See that? So that kind of stuff, you do that.
Then it lay down and look sexy because gravity works.
So that's what we mean. So that's the kind of stuff you could do. So any questions? Let me see if anybody has raised their hands. Okay, so that's also, we forgot to say, well, because I have the full screen. So I forgot to say on Zoom, raise your hands with those little emojis.
that chat thing.
Right. Say anything on the chat because I made it the full screen. So, okay. All right, so we'll have Q&A at the end. So the next topic is kids.
The children,
family. How are we doing this during COVID? We also have to be, cautious about the time too, because we don't want to have anybody on longer than what we need to, because we know everybody's busy. So we do have another meeting after this. So with the kids, now that we hear that you might have to have the kids at home longer than expected. And, last week we talked about kids at home, family, what you work and all that. So this week we just want to focus on the kids. What do we do now that we have the kids at home? Thank you. So what do we do now that we have the kids at home, that we might have to have them at home longer? So we're going to talk about the good and the bad, and we don't really like to say good or bad. So we're talking about the blessings and
there's non-blessings,
struggles. Okay.
Struggles.
The blessings are you're able to spend time with them. You're able to see them grow. I mean, you're able to spend this is really good, valuable time, unless they're teenagers. But when they're little, this is just such a blessing. I mean, I love my grandbabies, and it's just been an amazing. I can't really spend time with them. But, just to be able to see them, and I love the fact that my daughter is so blessed to be able to spend time with the babies, that it's huge. So that's a blessing. That's a huge blessing. Now, the struggle is the fact that you have to be at home with them and entertain them, and, the school work it's really a struggle. So what do we do with that? So Microsoft, not that I'm getting paid by Microsoft, but Microsoft is really coming up with creative camps during the day, and it teaches them coding, and it's teaching them actually valuable skills, and it's for free. So they can learn, how to write a program and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff out there that you could actually keep them busy. Not necessarily that you want to keep them in front of the computer, but come on. Most parents are doing that. So that's something good. I am all for having them exercise, yoga. We have the grandson when we've had him in the past. We try to keep them busy. It's hard because they don't want to do anything. He's 8 years old and he knows it all. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that.
He wants to do Fortnite.
He wants to do Fortnite. He's even trying to teach me to do Fortnite. So I don't fall for it. But, I do get him to read. We do put him on a schedule. We tell him that he has to work with us. And so because we're in front of the computer, we got him a program that he does math and reading on the computer. So when we're on the computer, he's on the computer. But at least, but he asks a lot of questions though. And math is hard. That new math is hard for us. So we try to keep him busy.
It's not that
right. He's 8 years old. When we go for a walk, we take him. It's a little hard. He's a little late.
So make some suggestions about the people.
So the suggestion is, so in NLP also, and you guys are like, oh my gosh, he's going to kill us with NLP. There is something called spelling strategy that I've done with him, and I absolutely love it. So what it is, and it's so much fun. So what it is you get a word. And so you put it on a piece of paper, you write it out, not cursive. What is
Print.
It? Print, yeah, because they're not teaching them that. So I just don't know how to put it up for you guys to see it, that it's not backwards. So let's say the word success. So you do SUC, and then you do a space, and then you do CESS. So you have them and you put it on the side. And so you have them look at it first, and then they'll spell it, while they're looking at it. Then you put it on the side, and then they visualize it, and then they'll spell it. And then you have them spell it backwards. And you do that a couple of times, and that's the way they recognize the word, by spelling it backwards and spelling it correctly frontward. And then you put the card down, and you ask them again, how do you spell the word? And that's visual memorization. Is that what it's called?
Visualization, memorization?
I think that's what it's called, visual memorization. And you do that with a couple of words. And so like every day you do that. And that's the way to build up their spelling system. So if you really are interested, email me. And I'll go ahead and send you exactly the directions on how to do it. But we did it with him, and originally Michael's like, no, you're giving him words that are too easy. And then we started giving him harder words.
It's true.
And it was super amazing. And it built up his confidence level so much. And then he started wanting to get paid, because the harder the words, like we did calculator, and then he wanted us to pay him because he was challenging us for harder words. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're not paying you, kid. So that is super cool. I have it right here. It's called Installing the Spelling Strategy. I don't know, but I'll, like I said, if you're interested, go ahead and email us, and I'll go ahead and send it to you.
So on the scientific portion of this, how we remember information is by visual. There's visual recall, okay, and visual construct. So if we look up to the upper left-hand corner, we're going visual construct, what we make up. We don't know the answer, or we're making it up before we tell somebody. That's why I catch people lying when they look at the left. It's like, oh, damn.
He's really good at that.
And then we have visual recall up at this side. So when we see people do this. So when we have the word over to this side, that's the auditory construct that make up the sounds of the words. So when he looks this way, he's diving into subconscious about that word. And I know I saw it stick. It was incredible.
Yeah.
How he memorized the words. He just looked in that direction, got the word, looked at it again, and it worked.
Yeah.
And of course, there's other when you go to the lower left and the lower right, that's more auditory and kinesthetic feeling. Right. But that's another.
So the thing is that even if he doesn't have the word there, if you ever say that word to him, or even at school when they say, or when he has to write it down, he'll look up to remember without having it there. But that's his way of recalling the way to spell the word. And so it's a really unique technique. So that's that part of that. So,
boy, did you confuse them more now? Is that done?
Are you guys confused? Because sometimes it's like, whoa,
What?
So the neat thing is this, that even though we're both NLP practitioners, we have picked up different techniques that we use and that we like the most. Like Michael is really good with that whole visual recall, reading eye patterns and stuff like that. And that's something that did not interest me at all. I do so many other things that I absolutely love, like time technique. I love that, and I love.
Tell them what that is.
Oh,
and here it is. She's a yellow. We talked about the way people communicate. She likes to go on and gets the feeling. Because I'm more analytical, so we're going to bottom line it.
Bottom line it.
She goes into the subconscious about the past, and she does. And when you hypnotize somebody, you got to tell the story so they can experience it. So that's what her intuitive skills reflect that skill set, and it's really profound. Okay,
so
they got that.
And then I help you also visualize like your future dreams. What is it that you want? That kind of stuff. So I'm really good at that, and I'm really good at hypnotherapy. So if you want to be hypnotized, I'm your girl.
Break a habit.
To break a habit. Yeah, I don't hypnotize you to do something, but like to empower yourself, to break a habit, to be able to pass a test. I'm good at that. And I could also do it via Zoom. So test me out. So the other part that we're doing today, what time is it?
It is 10:30.
Oh, we're right on track. So the other part of today is business.
Family-owned businesses.
Family-owned businesses. How are you coping with, and let's throw in also career.
Career.
Right on.
Yeah.
We could do this. How are you doing with your career during this time? You know, how are you being able to manage
How has it changed?
your relationship, the family, your career? How has it changed? You know, I hear, well, not that I hear, but I know that people are now working from home. You know, do you like it? Is this something that you're thinking about in the future? Really, you know, are you liking it like this, or do you want to go back to your office space? I know that my daughter is saying that she works for Northrop Grumman and she wants to go back. She wants to go back to the office. She doesn't like this working from home.
It's nice to get out of the house.
Yeah,
That's why domestic violence is up.
Right. And even me, you know, I call it I'm zoomed out. We have so many Zoom meetings during the day. And one thing that I've noticed, because I don't have to travel, I don't give myself that travel time. And I know it's all in the scheduling. Like I schedule it back to back to back to back. And I don't even have a chance to literally to eat. And so I realized that as I'm speaking to you guys, I just realized that I need to schedule at least 15 minutes in between just to give myself a space to breathe. And sometimes when it's a coaching session, I just need that time just to refocus and regain the energy to be able to reconnect. So, so how are you guys doing with that? Is that something that...
What's the question?
Well, it's family, business,
All right.
and career.
All right.
So
I got lost in there somewhere. I'm like, well, all right, family, business, that's still excellent. Focus. Ouch.
exactly. Really? So what do you think? So what's your take on that, mister? Family, business, and career.
Family, business, and
So
career.
how are we handling it? What are the tips we have for them?
Whoa.
Because this is what it's about,
Well,
tips and tools. What do we got?
Well, this COVID-19 is going to go on for a while. I'm guessing about another year. And so we got to start making adjustments. And the question is, what are you planning for? How are you going to live your life differently? How are you going to, I wouldn't say attack work, but make the adjustments to work? What are you going to do to... Well, then you got if you have kids, oh my God, I'm really feeling for the parents who have kids.
You got to be mentally
and they're
prepared
not
for
going to
this.
school, and maybe you don't have the resources to get a computer, or don't know how to use a computer, or the what do you call it, the Wi-Fi thing, or the internet. So I'm because I hear this stuff every day about I didn't
Crazy.
think about that because it's not my world, it's not my wheelhouse. So I really feel for the people who are really going to struggle in this next school year. And how that's going to impact the kids on an educational level, because kids learn better in the classroom because they're going to a place and they're socializing, and now they're stuck in front of a computer in a box getting a lesson from a teacher.
Well, I heard yesterday, I was watching something on TV, and I heard yesterday that it's not going to affect them now, it's going to affect them in 20 years. So the kids that are in elementary school now, we're going to see the effect of COVID-19 in their education in 20 years. And that makes perfect sense because their education level is just going to change.
They're going to be behind.
Yeah.
It's got to happen. And the people who may not get as affected as much are the people with money.
Yeah.
They can buy the tutor. They can do all that, you know.
They could get a tutor. They don't buy them.
You don't buy them?
No, you hire them.
Hire them.
Yeah.
I thought you bought them for... Oh, okay, yeah. So... If you can rent a tutor,
Yeah.
But those are the fortunate ones.
Yeah.
You know?
So the tip that we have for the businesses, the people that are in business for themselves, and also those who are in a career that are working from home, and even if you don't have a family and you're doing it, is mental wellness. You have to take time to be able to schedule or have a schedule, take time to yourself, take a break. One thing that I love about that people that work for big companies is that big companies are expecting you to take your 15-minute break, take your hour lunch. So they're forcing you to be able to do that. I was speaking to a doctor friend of mine, and she's telling me during her lunch hour, she exercises. And she's working from home. And she has 4 kids under the age of 5, which I absolutely applaud her for that.
Plus 2 nannies?
Okay, it doesn't. We don't have to tell them about the nannies. Yes, so I gave her a great tip because at the beginning she was working from home and she was just going crazy with the kids because they knew she was home. So I told her, no, get up, get dressed, go out the front door, come in the back door, go in your office, and the kids don't even know you're there. And that's exactly what she's been doing. She says like that has been the best advice anybody has given her. So now because the kids don't know that she's home, she's able to, at lunchtime, exercise. And she does have 2 nannies. But still, she's doing it, and she is just loving it. So I understand a lot of people cannot do that. But if you could swing it, do it. My advice is exercise with the kids. Put them to do it. I went to visit the grandbaby, I think it was before COVID. And at the time, I was really avid doing yoga. I kind of fell off the wagon. I had the 2 boys doing yoga with me, and at the time, there were 3 in like 18 months. And because they love being on the floor and they want to tumble and they want to do this, they were doing it, but it gave me an opportunity for me to do it as well. So that's something you could think about. Whatever you do, try to include them. They might not do it just like you, but include them. So, what else do you have, mister?
Do the best you can. Look at this. Look at this. Use those as a advantage to think ahead. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Think beyond next year. Think beyond how you're going to adjust your life to this new way of living it. I don't believe everything's going to be the same.
Yeah.
So that being said, changes in the air. And just to let you know, this COVID thing is not new. This has happened 100 years ago with the Spanish flu. Same type of. I'm reading an article now in Sports Illustrated that talks about the how it started in Boston.
History buff.
And man, we were going through the same exact thing 100 years ago. Then we go back another 500 years back to the Black Plague. That happened in 1348, 1346, actually 1333. But they don't talk about the China part. And so this thing is a wave. It keeps going. It keeps growing. So just know that, be very ready for the long haul.
Yeah.
And during this long haul, think of ways to protect yourself, how to reserve your money, spend wisely. If you don't need to, spend extravagantly. Yeah. I had to refrain from buying hair products. So,
right.
The basic stuff from 99-cent store. So, that's what's up.
Okay, so I want to finish this by giving you guys 3 mental wellness tips that I absolutely believe in, and I use it. So one of them is love yourself. Love, 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 love yourself. The other one is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever you believe you are guilty for. You're dying to say something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I am?
Forgive yourself.
Well, let's
Go
back.
ahead, say.
No, okay, so when we say love yourself, what does that mean?
That means...
What does that mean so they can understand? How do you love yourself? What if you don't know how? What if you've never seen it?
You're right, Mr. Odin.
I'm just saying.
But because I have been working on myself for the past, I would say 3 years, like really, really, really working on myself. And I know like what I am about and who I am. I love who I am as a person, as an individual, as a mom, as a daughter, as a nana. So I love myself.
Okay, that's an example.
So what do you love
So
yourself?
what does that mean? I don't know what that means, to love yourself.
Tell them. Make it quick.
Well, it helps if you have the main people in your life tell you they care and that you matter and that you mean something. The main people, usually a parent. And if you have that, then you have pretty high self-esteem. You can go through life, I like me, because they did. If you don't have that, what happens? So you got to create the new you without them or that or those the words you never heard. And you got to know that with or without that, you are a valuable person and that you offer value to yourself and others. and that's going to have to be a learned and applied manifestation, because I work with some people yesterday, and they just don't know how to love themselves because they've never had it, and so they seek it elsewhere.
So
it all starts within. It's not about, I'm going to drive to North Carolina and I'm going to find it. No, it's still there, pal.
No, yeah. Once you work on yourself, you will learn to love yourself.
Okay, so hopefully
that was it. That was it. Okay, the other one is forgive yourself and then release you. But you have to learn to love yourself and work on yourself to be able to release yourself. So, okay, so that was it, you guys. And then also, not forgiving someone who has hurt you is like drinking poison every day.
Oh, what was the second one?
I did. I said, love yourself, forgive yourself,
okay, forgive
and
yourself.
release
What does that
yourself.
mean?
We're working. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for anything. I did say that. Forgive yourself for anything that you believe or you perceive that you have done wrong, or
life diminishing stuff. You mean
life diminishing stuff.
Okay, so I'll reframe it. How's that?
Oh, okay, reframe it quickly.
In other words, give yourself a break.
Yeah.
We make decisions that we think they're going to work in the best interest at the time, and they're not. But at that point, we're getting something out of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done it.
Right.
And if it's not beneficial, and we keep doing it and keep bumping our head against the wall, and it's not beneficial, then you haven't learned the lesson yet. And then when you learn the lesson and you understand why you did what you did, and it wasn't really good, a really beneficial decision to make, okay, so that's why I've been doing it. So give yourself a break. Isn't it tough being human? The human stuff really
sucks. Yeah,
it's on my
sucks.
nerves.
And then you released yourself.
And
So once you have worked on yourself,
and I learned.
Yeah, forgive yourself. Love yourself.
As long as you learn.
Release yourself.
As long as you learn from it.
Let's take a deep breath. So you inhale 5 times. You inhale in to the count of 5. Hold it for 5. Release it for 5. So in 5. Hold it for 5. And release it for 5. Oh, that feels wonderful. Okay, guys.
what's the last one?
Thank you.
Isn't there a last
What last one? What?
1, 2, 3. Forgive. What does that have to forgive?
Love yourself, forgive yourself, release yourself.
Oh, release yourself. Okay.
Oh, well, obviously we're not done because the man has more to say. Hey, how about if we work on this next week? So we'll be here next week, every Thursday. Well, we're going to try it. So let's say for the next 2 Thursday, at 10 o'clock, Zoom office is what we're calling this, our Zoom office. So we'll see you guys next Thursday, 10 o'clock, and we'll work on the 3. So we're going to give you guys the 3 tips on how to love yourself, how to release yourself, and how to forgive yourself. Let's work on that. So we'll do that next week. Okay, guys? And we really appreciate you guys being here. We didn't have a chance for the Q&A. Email us. I know you guys, last week we had a couple of people emailing us. That was wonderful. And we'll see you guys next Thursday.
No prisoners.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And meeting for all. Yep.